So in one of your podcasts, you said that you are so great at a lot of things because you do a lot of the little things that a lot of people don't like more than people.
Yeah.
So how have you primed your mindset to continually do the things that you don't like to do over and over again to be greater and greater?
Beautiful question. That's what I want to talk about today. So that is actually a perfect lead-in. So I've been thinking a lot about, and I'm teaching new team members in other companies this concept of the right thing for the right thing. If I were to ask you to raise your hands if you like doing the right thing, everyone would raise their hands. Hopefully. Except for Heather. But most of you would be raising your hands because you like to actually get the right outcome, and you know that doing the right things will get you the right outcome, right?
Yes.
Transactionality. If you're going to compete with somebody like me, then you have to really look at your vulnerabilities. And transactionality is a massive vulnerability. It makes you vulnerable to your emotions. It makes you vulnerable to the season you're in. Because if I'm being honest with you, the right thing has rarely paid me money. Ever. I can't really even think of one time where I can point to a specific situation where it's like, I've done the right thing and I didn't want to do the right thing, and that one right thing paid me money. That's not how it works. The person you become by doing the right thing over and over pays you money. So if you really look at the cumulative effect of doing 1,000,000 right things well, it's a fortune. You know that you're getting transactional when you're losing drive and you're losing motivation because you can't see how the right thing now is going to bring the monetary reward later. Joey. Transactional. That's just, you got to grow out of that. You got to grow out of like, I just need to find the right thing to do right now that's going to make me hit my goals later. That's transactionality. For you to have the resolve and the drive, you're going to have to go through 40 calls with no's. You're going to have to go through 3 weeks getting the shit beat out of you, right? You're going to have to go through the ups and downs of emotions, and you're going to have to learn how to do the right things because it's the right thing. How do you motivate yourself to do that?
Vision.
You guys are acting like a bunch of babies right now. Vision?
Vision, food, like
Your
healthy,
why,
healthy eating.
what do you want?
Goals.
Yeah.
You asked the question. Come on.
So yeah, like Ben, visions, your goals, the things that you actually want.
All of that's transactional, 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 transactional. How do you get yourself to love? How do you get yourself to love the right thing? And the response is, well, the right thing's going to get you what you want. You see it? It's buried inside of human nature. Why?
Identity?
Look at the state of the world right now. It is all because people were transactional.
And they weren't aware as to what that was going to create as it consistently happened over
Yeah.
time.
Are you gonna stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves because it's gonna get you money? You willing to take some hate to say the right thing? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to find joy in it?
You willing to lose some followers because it's what was right? You willing to lose a sale because it's what was right?
Yeah.
Feel the shift in energy?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, shit, that actually connects. It means something. You will not hit your goals long term unless you can connect your entire identity to being right. Being right, not winning the argument because your opinion or your posture was right, but being the right person because the right person is the reward. Take away my companies, take away my money, take away my house. Would I do the right thing if it was the right thing and the byproduct of that was the wrong thing? Can you do the right thing if the byproduct is not necessarily what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, man, you start feeling the power of this identity. This is how legends get to the top of the mountain. It's not necessarily because they put together this political campaign. I think sometimes we get so obsessed with the numbers, which we have to. We have to understand the numbers. We have to have the tactics. We have to have the tools. But at the end of the day, the reason he's talking about leverage points, when you hit a leverage point in the morning and you show up better the rest of the day, why is that?
It's not about you.
Okay? It's not about you.
You're not thinking transactional anymore, because if you don't hit that leverage point, then you're gonna be attached to the number.
You don't care about other people's opinions
There's
anymore.
no outcome.
Yeah.
Nobody needs an outcome anymore. And then what happens with your sales?
They go
Goes
up.
up.
They go up.
We're
Because
losing the grip.
can you feel when somebody is just doing something to get something out of you?
Oh, yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this should be something that we think about, because when it comes down to like, man, Josh was asking earlier, how do you build vision? How do you actually identify these things? We talked about yield and time. Those are the only two ingredients. Time is a massive deal, Joey. Why am I picking on Joey right now?
Because he needs it.
Because he's like 12 years old and he's like trying to grow. He's making all this money. Doesn't know what to do with it. Welcome to Nashville, bro. But you can feel Anthony was in my scope for like 3 months at the beginning. You can feel when somebody has like this tug of war between what they're used to and they're being called up to something different, and like their identity has to change. You're going through some identity shifts. So just go ahead and be cool with it and expect it. But the reason we teach leverage points, the reason we teach morning formula, the reason we teach everything that we teach ultimately should have the end goal of becoming the right person that can do the right thing because it's the right thing. Am I going to be rewarded by the money of this decision, or am I going to be rewarded by the fulfillment of knowing that when I go to bed, I did the right thing? You'll never hit your revenue. You're not going to hit your revenue goals directly just by chasing projections. It's an unfortunate place to get stuck. You have to be aware of the projections. You have to be aware of the numbers. You don't want to wake up on June 18th and not know if you're ahead or behind, because that's called stupid. That's called I can't do math, somebody help me. That's called mentally stupid. But you actually want to make sure that that supports the identity. It doesn't become the identity. The numbers don't become who you are. The numbers become a byproduct of who you are. Too deep?
No, so you're saying get all of that, but transcend it to know that, hey, at the end of the day, we're doing the right thing for the right thing.
Yes. Yes. That's when you become a weapon. Yes.